All right, the second installment of day 4 is right here. We are looking at a team. Yes, it is a team. They are merciless and they are hard to go past. Talk about season 8. They made to the eliminators. They were runners-up in the next season, and they're progressing and getting better every season. Rajesh, good evening to you.
Good evening, Padamjit Sherawat. Dream 11 starting 7 for the Puneri Paltan. That is a fearsome defensive combination. And look at their raiding department. Sometimes it's difficult to figure out whether their raiders defend or their defenders raid. Make your own team now. And that man in the center, Aslam Inamdar, boy oh boy, turning fast into a legend.
Now, Patna Pirates are the champions from season 3, 4 and 5. That was the time they had one record breaker and dupki king with them called Pardeep Parwal. You all know him, of course, which is now a bull. When you speak about Dream 11 starting 7 for them, their skipper is Shubham Shinde. And there's a new look to this defense, of course. You've got Deepak, you've got Ankit now. You won't see too many tackle points for the last season. The nucleus of the defense has changed, and you'll get to see. Yeah, now watch out for that raider. He's tall, he's lanky. Sandeep, of course, he was there last season, 80 plus rate points. Please make your own team. Rajesh and I have already made ours.
There's a lot of chatter around Ayan, the boy that Padamjit Sherawat has been asking you to keep your eye on. The player to watch out for.
Yeah, when you talk about that man, you talk about Shubham Shinde, you speak about 151 tackle points, and he has a huge responsibility on his shoulders this time around.
The responsibility of keeping the Dream 11 player to watch out for quiet, Aslam Inamdar. The only problem is, at times when Aslam is playing, it looks like he himself doesn't know where he's going to go. Incredibly quick, incredibly strong, and most importantly, mentally insanely tough. All right, before this game kicks off, Padamjit Sherawat, you were saying that the joy of the game is to revel in your team's victory, in your teammates' victory, right? You never tire of saying that. You would obviously revel in my victory.
I'll feel overjoyed.
Therefore, you know which victory I refer to.
Prediction?
In the pre-game show, you had predicted Bang Delhi to win. The coin toss there. The Patna Pirates have won the toss. The Puneri Paltan will raid. We will come to my game with Padamjit Sherawat in a bit.
Line drawn, game on, Kerala Kabaddi!
Kabaddi, now Kabaddi, aaj Kabaddi, saat Kabaddi, chh Kabaddi, panch Kabaddi, char Kabaddi, teen Kabaddi, do Kabaddi, ek Kabaddi.
Right, look, the first game begins at 8, but at 7:30 we have a pre-game show, which if you missed, what you missed is Padamjit Sherawat making his prediction as he's wont to do, and me making mine, which is normally the polar opposite of Padamjit Sherawat's prediction. Wait, Paddy, don't say a word yet.
Because the defense is saying a lot.
There you go.
The first blow and the first tackle and the first successful tackle of the first half is celebrated by Sriram Finance.
Right, so Padamjit Sherawat in the first game tipped Dabang Delhi to win, and I said no, it will be the UP Yodhas who
You
win.
never said that, sir. You just kept quiet. It was just my prediction. And how you...
I am going to show you that footage. I am going to show you that footage. You liar. The UP Yodhas have won this game. Padamjit Sherawat, instead of reveling in my victory, is trying to wriggle out of this one. The Puneri Paltan on both sides of the mat are spewing fire. First in defense, and now Aslam Inamdar in offense.
In Rajesh's words, Puneri Paltan are burning midnight oil at both ends. And that is why this team is such a dangerous one. Upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all.
Imagine how intimidated the Patna Pirates must be feeling right now. First up, they have the Puneri Paltan, the defending champions, up against them. That! I mean, who would be intimidated with that sort of defense?
1 point, Puneri Paltan.
Now, what would the weak link be?
Wait.
Look at the coaches, and you know the weak link would be because Shantu's not there. Left corner. Aman, who's stationed in the left corner for them, has just picked up beauty.
The weak link might be BC Ramesh. The Raiders go up to the bench and try and tag him. They might succeed. There is no weak link to the Puneri Paltan.
Of course, when you talk about the fact there's no Shadlu, you'll speak about the fact that there's something missing. But look at that. I mean, they're just racing ahead in this one. 4th point for them.
What did Mohit do there? What kind of speed was that? They, in fact, if at all it is possible, they've taken the brand of Kabaddi they showed us in season 10 up a notch.
And you're talking about predictions. The best way to predict a future is to create a new one today.
I mean, for the Patna Pirates, they're completely unknown. So really, they have nothing to lose. But when you're up against a team like the Puneri Paltan, what do you even do? You're intimidated right off the bat. I mean, what do you do, Paddy?
For the moment, what I'll do is I'll announce the rough tackle opportunity. There is an opportunity. The rule says you have 3 or less number of men as defenders. You are able to pin the Raider down. You win not 1, 2 points. And this becomes very, very interesting. He's picked up feet. Yeah, there he goes. Only to fall on the bat. The might and the wrath of the Pirates. It is rough. Super tackle. Magaki Chakra.
Now,
Yes, jersey number 9, please.
this spark
Jersey number 9.
that lights the fire
9.
for the Patna Pirates. Hang on,
Please stand
something.
back. Yes, jersey number 9, please.
All right, there's some carding. There is yellow or green.
Number 9, the
It's
Pirates,
green.
green card warning. Jersey pulling.
Well, it was Aslam Inamdar. I mean, at pull jerseys, at pull shoelaces to stop him from going across the midline, to get him off the mat.
Now, this will bring some parity in the game because Puneri Paltan were just taking it away and storming with things away. The Patna Pirates. Okay, Ayan. That's the first look of Ayan for me. He's tall, he's lanky, he moves quickly. Patna Pirates have closed in on the gap.
He's taken out Pankaj Mohite, which is great news for the Patna Pirates.
Yes,
All
great.
it takes is one spark.
And this is what the game teaches you. There'll be days and times when you lose your shine, you lose your spark. But when you get back up on your feet, make sure you have the whole goddamn fire.
You know, Aslam not being on the mat, Ayan getting one back, is now going to tell us a bit about how the Puneri Paltan have planned their campaign. Do they sort of take their foot off at the throttle a bit?
Captain control
They
team.
calm
no
down,
shouting.
or do they just keep going the way they have?
You know, the one very good thing about them is they just take a 2-minute phase where they completely take the game away from the opponents. What is now just a 1-point lead, I will not be surprised if 2 minutes later it becomes an 8-point lead for them. And then the art is that they also know how to hold on to that lead.
Oh, Ayan trying a sneaky one there with the back leg. No, the problem I see for the Puneri Paltan though at the moment, I don't know if it's a problem, might be one. So Aslam Namdar, the most mature head in the Puneri Paltan, the leader of the Puneri Paltan, not on the mat. Is there a second player who can lead in that?
Yeah, the best thing about this team is the man that we're watching. He can lead. They listen to him as well. In this team, everyone's important and no one's necessary.
Oh, well, brilliantly put, Paddy. Look at that to the right of your screen. The Patna Pirates, season 3, 4, 5, back-to-back, was it?
Yeah, Pradeep Narwal was born a champion with Puneri Paltan, and the Hooters told you the same thing when Pradeep raided, then tells you the same thing now. It is a do or die raid. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. You have no choice. The defense roars with noise.
1 point. Patna Pirates.
I tell you what, the Patna Pirates might not be a storied team. It's a completely new look. We don't know too much about most of their players, but they're showing some real heart here, Paddy.
Patna Pirates.
Real heart.
And that is good to see. And that shows Coach Redu and tells us about his preparations. We always say, Rajesh, battles are not won in the battlefield practice arena. Now, this is Puneri Paltan. They might have allowed their opponents to come
Yes,
equal
please.
terms with the scoreline. They have
1 point.
just
Puneri
got
Paltan.
1 point ahead now with superb tackle.
But look, clearly, the Patna Pirates, the underdogs here. I mean, it'll be a shocker if they beat the Puneri Paltan, though right now they aren't throwing in the towel by a long stretch of the imagination. So, Paddy, I was saying, just coming back to Aslam Inamdar and his captaincy, leadership, he's there on the screen right now. But listen, we don't normally see him conferring with any other player on the mat in terms of strategy or what to do. He seems to be absolutely clear. Is that the reason why he doesn't confirm? Or is it because there is really no one else who can make a call?
Till the time he's there on the mat, it will always be wise and apt and appropriate that only one man takes the calls. The moment you start to have two available captains at one time, it's going to be mess.
Why is Shubham Shinde ready? Please remind me again.
He's the captain. He can. He takes the calls. Sometimes you just need to put an empty rate, maybe because you're taking it down to a do-or-die rate.
No, maybe he's taking a leap out of the Iranians' book, Shadlu, Puzzle, Reza Mir Bagheri yesterday. He's saying, why not?
So when I was
Unless he went in for an empty rate, playing on do-or-die.
So I was an opening batsman in school, so also my state team when I captain. But when I became a captain, I would also bowl because nobody else under his captaincy would allow me to bowl. Those are the luxuries you enjoy because nobody else will allow you to.
That was a sneaky confession thrown in from Padamjit Sherawat. Clearly the Patna Pirates playing to the do-die rate, which we've seen increasingly over seasons being employed as a strategy. This is smart from the Patna Pirates here.
Okay, now the smartness of the defense will be tested and the bravery of the Raider too is on the line. He will have to pay a fine if he does not win a point here. It's as simple as that. A point, you win, perform or perish. 8 seconds and down. Well done, defense. You've done a great job. His options are running. Too fast, too little, lovely. Dash.
2 points.
2 points to
Puneri
the Raider.
Paltan.
And Aslam Inamdar just so
Number 69,
strong.
25.
What incredible intuition from him here. It was almost too late. He knew Shubham was going to go, and see how he wrong-handed Shubham in because wrong-footed.
Do-or-die rate. Patna Pirates.
Shubham thought he was going to go with the other leg.
For the moment, we are enjoying the luxury of two back-to-back do-or-die raids. Here for Patna, this is the moment that you have to win. Dear Raider, let boldness be your friend. Be a classic, not a trend.
Bonus point. Patna Pirates.
He took
Easily.
What?
Easy.
You know, Devang was on raid. We don't know too much about Devang. Out of the blue. A raw super tackle opportunity here for the Patna Pirates. Just 3 on the mat. Deepak in the right corner. Devang in the chain with him. And Gurdeep in the left.
He won't risk it. Smart from Puneri Paltan, smart from Mohit Goyal. You should know how to pick your battles. Which one is necessary, which one is unimportant.
Now, Devang has a question looming over his head here. Does he go for a point? There's just 3 on the mat. Does he play it safe? We know this is a really strong defense. They hunt in a pack. Devang doing the smart thing here, playing to the super tackle opportunity.
Timeout.
One thing's for certain, this again is a low-scoring encounter as the timeout has been called. This is just a 2-point lead for Puneri Paltan. Patna Pirates have shown a lot of heart. Coming out of the strategic timeout. Patna Pirates are trailing by 2 points. Okay, you talk about the swag, you talk about variety of emotions, you talk about the war cry, talk about the legends. Arjun Deswal versus the high flyer Pawan Sherawat. This is going to come for you tomorrow. Titans versus the Panthers and UP Yoda versus the Bengaluru Bulls. So the Dupki King record breaker who missed out on a Super 10 yesterday.
Yeah, but he's at 1,701 points. That is insane. Last season, the top 3 raiders, Ashu Malik, Dabang Delhi, we saw him in action today. Tied with Arjun Deswal, we saw him in action yesterday. Pawan Sherawat third. I tell you, Pawan Sherawat versus Arjun Deswal tomorrow, the first game, that's going to be something to watch. Dream 11, top picks of the game. Gaurav Khatri, 93%. I call him, the Khatro Khiladi. Khatru Khatri.
The right corner belongs to him. The problem is the left corner would always be a concern for them because they picked five left corners because Shadlu had gone to Haryana Steelers. So, but Aman has done a good job today. In fact, if you remember, the first tackle that came from the left corner was from him. He scored 2 tackle points today from 2 efforts. This is a rough super tackle opportunity in the voice of Rajesh.
The thing the Patna Pirates have done here is they managed to slow the game down. It's now up to the Puneri Paltan to go to them. And they stop Aslam Inamdar. He's too fast. Aslam Inamdar. Too canny. Too smart. This is the second raid for the Patna Pirates. The raid after this will be a do-or-die raid. I don't think Devang is going to risk it here. Ball, lanky, still playing. Oh, right of your screen.
Puneri Paltan.
That's their victory. Now this is a do-or-die raid for the Puneri Paltan in a Rob super tackle situation.
Pleasure. Action. Guaranteed. Rough super tackle opportunity in a do-or-die raid. Off he goes on his toes. Wins a very crucial point. Jersey number 12 on the bench.
1 point. Puneri
It was a
Paltan, number
silly
2 out.
mistake from Ankit. Mohit moves far too fast for you to be able to
Do direct, Patna
stutter
Pirates.
before he went for the dive. Now a do-or-die raid for the Patna Pirates. Devang has no option here. They give him the bonus. He has to try for a touch point. Or will they still? Oh, just so near.
Bonus point Patna Pirates. 1 point.
What
Puneri
did I
Paltan.
tell you? Never stopped making an effort. There was a time we thought the Patna Pirates' raider had completely taken it up, bulldozes his way through, tries, he falls, they pull him back. And from there on, it was just one way, one story, 1 point. The first all out. Puneri Paltan suddenly have raced
All out.
away with the lead. They'll
3
get
points.
2 for this all out as well.
All in Patna Pirates.
Which means the score difference is now 6. The Puneri Paltan go up 12. 2 for the all-out, 1 for the touch. Now this is a very dangerous time for the Patna Pirates. Once the Puneri Paltan are in the ascendance, they do not let go. Once they have that jugular, just like that. And look at Aslam. That was so easy.
Yes, please. 1 point. Puneri Paltan.
Okay, now,
Wait.
beauty called unity
Yes.
is an eternal wonder. Look at that. Touch one, face all. 7 hearts, 1 mind. Look ahead, not behind. Never behind. Huh?
7 hearts, 1 mind, right. Remember we spoke about that last season. The Patna Pirates still in it though.
1 point,
We
Patna
spoke
Pirates.
about them being a sort of a hive mind last season. When one brain starts to think a certain way, it's like all 7 on the mat thinking the same thing in the exact same way. They move as one. It's insane. How do you even do it? Imagine the regimen, the kind of training, the kind of being together off training also that they must have gone through.
1
Yeah,
point.
that
Patna Pirates.
unity is not
number
equal
20
to
out.
being. It is the unifying principle of being. And the point that you just highlighted is perfect testimony to that. I mean, they understand each other's movement so very well. They don't need vocals to communicate. Instincts talk.
No, interesting that you should say that. Do you think that the Puneri Paltan is the team with the the least sound on the mat.
There's no chatter. They don't enjoy those moments as if they've won the trophy. No. Celebrating for 2
Puneri
seconds,
Paltan.
they're back to business. They mean business and they are mean.
Yeah, they are mean, man. The reason I ask also is because there's a lot of teams, we hear a lot of chatter among teams. For example, Fazal is talking, he's constantly talking.
Raider out.
So the next time around, when a
1
raider
point,
comes to
Puneri
Puneri
Paltan.
Paltan half, you and I will go quiet for 10 seconds. And let's pick up if somebody's talking in that half.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Also give our vocal cords a rest.
I told you, I always tell the fellow commentators, please let us get our voices in check.
That was Ayan. 6 raids, just the 1 raid point. Not really living up to the chatter we've been hearing around him.
Now, this is Patna Pirates' defense. A lot of talking is going on, okay? Now when we hear,
Bonus point,
Rajesh and I are going to go
Puneri Paltan.
quiet for 10 seconds. Let's see if there is somebody talking in the defense.
I think we spoke a bit too early. The raid has been delayed.
Take a listen. Nothing! It is the silence that is roaring!
How scary
point.
must that be
Puneri
for a
Paltan.
raider? Because as a raider, you expect they'll be shouting to each other, the covers will be communicating, the covers will be, constantly be told to move back, stay away, stay away. This was funereal. It was like a tomb. It's like the raider was walking into a graveyard. The Puneri Paltan defense is like a graveyard for raiders.
And the first touch from the left corner, he's been heaping reports for very little effort. Let me tell you,
talking
it was
about
weak. Aman, it was very weak and brittle. But the second line of defense and then the third line of defense, they respond so quickly.
And Aman already has 4 tackle points to his name, 2 of which shouldn't have been his actually. I'll tell you what. Oh, once again. Typical Puneri Paltan defense. They don't care how close to the midline the raider is. They
1
will
point, Puneri
stop
Paltan.
him. I tell you what, the Puneri Paltan, the first line, second line, then the third line, you see them coming around now. If they miss, I think their coach BC Ramesh will come off the bench and be a part of that defense. He likes it. This is like a very expensive cake.
A short while back, it was quite a neck and neck contest. Now look at that. This is what we were talking about. They will just enjoy a 2-minute, 3-minute phase and take away the lead.
That's exactly what I was telling you. The moment it hit 12-6, it's a very, very dangerous place for the opposition to be in against the Puneri Paltan. Once they've gone for the jugular, they don't let up. He looks chill.
I think he's a very good coach. He's a very underrated coach. There are coaches who are very flamboyant. They'll go to television. They'll speak in front of the camera. They have great vocals. That's not his forte. He says, my forte is just guiding my boys to do it well. Okay, now, how has he trained his boys to do do or die raid? Do or die raid comes after 2 empty raids. Mohit Goyal, that is the reason. It's like a magnet. Attracts the defender towards him and then says, you've been penalized. Off you go.
And what was the need for
1
Deepak
point,
to do that?
Puneri
What
Paltan,
happens
number
here
9
is suddenly the senior defenders, you look at Deepak, you look at Shubham,
Substitution
they
Patna
begin to
Pirates.
feel that they have to do
25
something on a personal
5
level to pull their team's fat out of the fire. And that's what the Puneri Paltan capitalize on.
Sudhakar moves very well. Left raider, great story. So many of these players humble beginnings. Dupki does not work in this half. You've been drowned.
1 point, Puneri Paltan.
We saw a lot of that
Yes,
Sudhakar
please,
last
please.
season around, and he was very, very successful with his dupki. But 1 season is more than enough for a team like the Puneri Paltan to work it out, and in fact, they let go of the chain. Naman, just like that, has a high five in the first half. It's not Gaurav Khatri.
And he should congratulate. He should congratulate Abhinesh Rajan, Sanket Sawant as we speak about the opportunity of an offsuit tackle here. Mohit Goyat is there. Mr. Shinde is also there. With 2 men at the moment. I don't think he'll be very, very happy going back empty-handed. Throw kick. throws a diving and touch. He gets back on it. The beauty is how quickly they recover from the fall.
All right. Now listen to this. For the Puneri Paltan in defense, Aslam Inamdar 1 point. Abhinesh Natarajan 1 point. Sanket Sawant 1 point. Gaurav Khatri 1 point. Aman 5 points. Except for Pankaj Mohite and Mohit Goyar, who can tackle, who can defend Mohit Goyar and Pankaj Mohite. Every single player has a point in defense. How do you play a team like that?
And they've made up for the deficiencies of the left corner. Now Aman's efforts were never, two of them were solo tackles. Fine. The remaining 3 points that have gone to him because he got the first touch. Not that he was instrumental in pinning the Raider down. It was because the help came from the right cover, from the right corner, Gaurav Khatri. Abhinesh Natarajan would contribute. From the left cover, Sanket Sawant would contribute.
As opposed to that, the Patna Pirates defense, there's 2 points to Ankit and 2 points to Deepak. It's no contest really. Now a do-or-die raid for Puneri Paltan in a two-man defense, in a rough super tackle situation. What does Mohit Goyar do?
Puneri
Goes
Paltan.
back himself.
I can predict this to be a 4-point raid, to be honest, because he's very capable of this one. Throw a kick. I think if you throw a kick, suddenly you'll throw Shinde away. It's important for him to send Shinde away. And if you want to really unsettle the other defender now, 1, 2, gone! It is rough super tackle. Maka, Ki, Jaka!
Finally, the Patna Pirates, they get 2 points back, but they are still 10 points behind Puneri Paltan.
Half time. Change the court.
And that is right at the stroke of half time. That should give some heart to the Patna Pirates. Like I said, look, Shubham Shinde, you can see it in his eyes. He's thinking, I need to do something on my own, otherwise this is not working for my team. What do they do in the second half? Can they claw back? Is a comeback possible?
Well, only the pessimist will think about not a comeback, because this sport affords and affords great comeback. Someone, story already, headline already. He's where Shadlu used to be. And that is the reason it's a tough choice to have anyone in that corner. For the moment, look at that, what Aman does. How is that for a block? His positioning perfect. Feet wide apart, balance very great, and then goes for the backward. This is one of the solo tackles. Well done.
So good to see too. Once again, chain tackle. Letting go of the chain at the very last moment.
Okay, now look at phase-wise. The first 10 minutes were very tight. Just a 2-point lead for Puneri Paltan. And suddenly, what Rajesh and I have been highlighting all through, just need a window of 2 to 3 minutes and they'll just run away with that phase, as they did in the second one between the 11th and the 20th. What does the scoreline tell you? 20-10. It's a 10-point lead at the moment. In PKL 10 at halftime. Team wins and ties comebacks, trailing by 15, minus 5 points 15 times. So it has happened in the past. That's what we want to highlight at the moment, as we also want to show what's there on offer tomorrow.
Oh, game 1 tomorrow. The high flyer Pawan Sehrawat goes up against the raid machine Arjun Deswal. That's going to be personal. Don't miss it.
फ्लावर समझ के फायर ना निकल लेना अर्जुन भाई।
कौन भाई, उड़ने की गलती मत करना, क्रैश कर जाओगे।
मैं उड़ेगा नहीं, उड़ाएगा।
पवन के लिए आसान नहीं होगा पॉइंट लेना।
इनके जाल में इन्हीं को फंसाऊंगा।
I tell you what, they were serious. They weren't messing around. This is going to be a game for the ages because it's personal between Pawan Sehrawat and Arjun Deswal. It is a question of which head will wear the crown. Game number 2, the record breaker, Puneri Paltan in action. Here, at the start of the second half, the Puneri Paltan leading by 10, playing like a unit possessed. Is this the stuff that legends are made of, Puneri Paltan?
Absolutely. I mean, if ever you want to see what unity is, what togetherness is, sticks in a bundle are always unbreakable. Period. Look at Puneri Paltan, look at the work ethics, look at the culture that they carry on the field. 1 point, touch point. Who's the man? We were not even discussing him before this.
Yes, yes.
Quietly comes back with the point. Before this, he did not have a raid point.
Puneri
Pankaj
Paltan,
Mohite.
number
But it's
59 now.
also only his third raid of the evening. So Aslam Inamdar has 6 points from 11 raids. Mohit Goyat has 3 points from 9 raids. And now Pankaj Mohite has 1 from 3. And again, just like that, Patna Pirates are down to 2. And Pankaj Mohite, went in with a clear understanding that he was going to attack Shubham Shinde.
The roles are so well cut out. Defense tonight, Aman 5, Gaurav, Sanket, Abhinesh 1. And now that will be leaking points. Good to see them human as well. They can scare us too.
Just one. Just one. Everyone else stayed away. It was just Aslam.
Again, that is smart thinking.
Substitution,
They also
Patna
know
Pirates, yes. Done.
how to
11 out, 22
pick
in.
their battles. Smartly picked. They were just thinking, then deciding no.
Okay, Sandeep's been taken off the mat. Navdeep has come into his place. This is still a super tackle situation, a rock super tackle opportunity. Pankaj Mohite. Oh, he was struggling, he was fighting, he almost made it through. That is a rock super tackle. A mother
2 points. Patna Pirates.
Yeah, Paddy loves that.
We both love it. The fans love it.
Yes.
Oh, if there's someone who's not going to love it, it is going to be Pankaj Mohite because that was solid, stellar, and that was a war cry. That was a message. I mean, don't mess in a half. And we want to see this sort of a contest. We want to see some fight coming in from the Patna Pirates.
Even though they are now 8 behind. And they push it against Puneri Paltan because this, even though it's still early days, just the second game. Paddy, does this once again, like season 10 and season 11, look like the team to beat, the Puneri Paltan?
Absolutely. These are not just early signs. This is an early warning to other teams. Prepare well. And I think these boys, they prepare very well. They stay with each other in a long camp for 8 months. No other team would be spending that much of time with each other. And spending that time with each other and knowing each other personally is it really helps you.
You know what? That reminds me, after their last season win, a little bit after that, there was a felicitation, pardon me, that's a tough word, felicitation ceremony for the Puneri Paltan in Pune, and I was present there. And I asked them when they all start practicing again, and they looked at me like I was asking them a silly question, like they were going to leave from that ceremony and go into their camp. I was shocked, I was aghast. I said, take a break, take a breath. I said, "Humko maza aata hai. We enjoy our camp."
And the best thing I like about the captain, his choices are not made on assumptions. Assumptions is poor judgment. I mean, he's somebody who will learn, then he will lead. He's a very good listener. You should always see Aslam, how he jumps when his fellow teammate does well.
Yeah. All right. Next trade coming up for the Patna Pirates is a big one. Pankaj Mohite, Aslam both know it.
Duo direct, Patna Pirates.
You hear that, Peter? It essentially means that Ayan cannot go back without a point. And the bonus line is not on.
It's not on. Brevity is the sort of pitch. This is going to be entertainment lit for the defense.
1 point, Puneri Paltan.
What
Yes,
a
please.
Wrath of Puneri
1 point,
Paltan.
Puneri Paltan.
And once again, Aman was involved in that tackle. You know, Paddy, I mean, there is no
No
way.
direct. Puneri Paltan.
That is the first successful tackle of the second half celebrated by Sriram Finance. You know, there is no way we can stress enough on the fact that Aman has filled Mohammad Reza Shadlu's shoes. And if Mohit Goyat and his co-raiders keep doing that on the other side of the mat, it just makes Aman's job that much simpler. Those are
point.
shoes to
Puneri
fill
Paltan. Number 2 out.
Shadlu's. And the way Aman has filled them this evening, astounding.
Astounding. When they picked up 5 left corners, I was under the impression that it's going to be chaos. They're not very certain about it. Now I think Aman just might have sealed the spot at least for 3-4
Bonus point.
more
Patna
games.
Pirates.
Picks up a bonus. Bonus does not bring about a revival. The
Substitution.
gate
Patna
will be
Pirates.
started again.
Listen,
3 out.
even if he
25
seals this
in.
point, 1 point per game, he seals the spot for at least 6 games.
Sure. Very valid point there.
All right.
Only the errors have to be fewer than the number of points that is scored. Rough, super tackle opportunity, big kick. As he said, he didn't know. Good deep. Stay in close vicinity. Your friend might need you. And deep one side, good deep the other. Okay. Tries for the toe touch. He got it. Absolutely not.
2 deeps, and so Aslam doesn't go too deep.
That made a lot of sense as well. 1 versus 7. It's a packed house. Let's say this one more time. 7 hearts, 1 mind. Look ahead, not behind.
Nice. The hive mind of Puneri Paltan taking over in double time. The Patna Pirates, they look decimated. Mohit Goyat in a 2-man defense, which means this is a super tackle opportunity. Was a super tackle opportunity, pardon me.
Okay, they force us
1
to
point. Puneri Paltan.
change our
25
tense every
out.
now and then. From the present comes the past. He did not understand the
Substitution.
geography of the
Patna
match. Hence his history.
22 out.
That's, you know, they force us to change our 10s because the defenders, when they are rating, are at 10s and 11s.
1 man standing. Now they're far more happy to give bonus. Aslam was saying, no way. No way, boy. No way. Still claiming 1 point.
Bonus
Is
plus
Devang?
point. Patna Pirates.
Oh, touch point too.
Devang keeping Patna Pirates in the game. They asked for a review here. They have, I think.
Please come. Please come. What is your challenge?
No touch point.
No touch point. Okay. TV umpire. Puneri Paltan challenge. No touch point. Competition. Rider safe. 1 touch point. Bonus plus 1 touch point. Please review.
Devang seems a little bemused by this. His first time out in the light under the lights.
This will tell you the story. Goes to the far end now. This is what he's claiming. Go by the flutter of the t-shirt. Don't go by the flutter of the t-shirt because anyway the defender moves back and the jersey is hanging away from the body. There'll always be movement on that.
Really can't tell from it, Paddy.
Yeah, we need another angle if we have it.
Aslam's beefed up this season, hasn't he? Look at that tricep. I'm not talking about the bicep, I'm talking about the tricep, man. He isn't even flexing, bro.
Also, Zafar Danish, if you remember, he's added a lot of weight on his body. Muscle, rather. Is that conclusion now? Let's tell you, whatever the verdict is, TV umpire has to have something concrete to overrule what original verdict from the ground was.
You know, could be just that little sliver of fabric above the arm. There. I think it's the slightest of touches.
Now it's how the two sides would like to look at it. If you're a Puneri Paltan fan, you won't see one. If you're a Pirates fan, you'll say, okay, there's that. It's so close.
I wouldn't mind the Pirates staying in the game for a bit.
Verdict coming.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Review successful. Bonus point. Patna Pirates. All out. 1 plus 3 points. Puneri Paltan.
Oh man, that graveyard raiders, the defense of the Puneri Paltan just got deeper.
That's what happens. Just don't get. Not only do you get 2 points for the all-out, also it adds to your confidence. It boosts your morale and depletes the morale of your opponents.
The gap goes to 12. It has come down to 8 at one point. Pankaj Mohite will he'll be itching to get in a few points before this game ends. He has just one to his name this evening.
Well, this is the perfect time for them. Puneri Paltan, try your bench now. Bring in Akash in there.
You took the words out of my mouth, Paddy.
Minds think alike.
I mean, we'd love to see him today, wouldn't we?
And this is a perfect situation. Not that he's not a good player for any situation. He can do it single-handed. There was a time when Aslam was not there last season. Oh, ho, ho! Gaurav Khatri! From...
Oh, it's just cruel, man.
How do you do it? Now that's a solo tackle. The others just marked their attendance. That is a hold. Very brave and bold. He airlifts him. Now this is a high... Slobber
Slobber knocker, that's a nice word. How sharp is that mind? Gaurav Khatri, my dear Lord.
How powerful are those arms?
So far, the tackle of the season.
No doubt, no doubt. Now there, a little bit of a compliment. Repaying it back, but the gap is huge at the moment.
Pankaj Moite not having the best of games, and we don't see that too often. I'm sure the coach will have some words to say to him at the end of it.
13-point lead still, 12 minutes and under. This is what is going to happen. This is a tradition.
Patna Pirates,
This is
Puneri Paltan.
normalcy. This is standard.
But you saw what Mohit did there the moment the tackle was complete. He went up to Aslam, clapping, and then just shook his hand. Look at that. Look at that. It's like he said, thank you, Aslam, for telling me to go for that. Now, Mohit Kohut also has a point in defense.
And also, talking about the defense, the silver lining for Patna Pirates, Ankit has got a high five for his team. Very quietly he's gone about his business, and we've been practicing eloquence on Puneri Paltan so much that we've just ignored that. Let's say great things about this man.
Bonus
Ankit
point,
has done
Puneri
tremendously
Paltan.
well today.
I mean, given the situation, it's an incredible effort to have 5 points from 5 tackles. But going back to the Puneri Paltan, I'm sorry, but they just... Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one.
1 point.
2. Oh, it's
Patna
just
Pirates,
1.
number 77 out.
The only player to not have a tackle point for the Puneri Paltan is Pankaj Mohite. When 6 out of your 7 have a tackle point each, how do Raiders raid against you?
And we are not yet talking about the assists yet. Everyone assists in that team. You talk about the second line of defense, there's always a third line of defense waiting.
It's incredible. The difference is 13 points now.
When I look at Puneri Paltan, I would say in little seeds
Timeout.
grow mighty trees.
It's time for a strategic timeout, and the Lord knows the Patna Pirates need that. Not just to gather their breath, but also their courage. Back after a minute and a half. Alrighty then, we are back. There's just under 10 to go. This is tomorrow. It is the high flyer versus the red machine. This is the battle for supremacy, the battle for the crown. Who will wear it after tomorrow's game? We'll find out. And then 1701 points, the UP Yodhas versus the Bengaluru Bulls. Remember, Pradeep Narwal was a Yodha once himself. And Surinder, in fact, was the second raider. That should be a personal game too.
Absolutely. So much at stake, so much to prove, scores to settle. Prove your mettle, boys. 31-18. At the moment, story belongs, the headline belongs to Puneri Paltan. Look at phase-wise. Yes, of course, the second phase where the domination was exceptional. They always had the lead in all phases.
I mean, you know, 2 points in phase 1 and 3 points in phase 3, and they're happy with that because of that middle phase. Now, 11, 12 and 13 points. Make that 14.
Yes.
And look, they're ready to take the blow.
Number 10 also.
1 point each.
They
1
want to
point
win the
each.
show.
Yes.
1 point each. I think someone had stepped out of bounds. For the domination.
They're very smart in their work ethics. That's one thing which completely is something that will draw your attention to.
Rare off day for Pankaj Mohite here. 7 raids, just the 2 raid points.
And that is the beauty of the team. The others make up for the deficiency of one player because you will not have a great game or every now and then. You cannot have it. It's not possible. That is what sport and life will teach you. And the beauty of this sport is it'll teach you that you will not win every day, but you must not go down without a fight.
You know, the Paltan as a unit, they just come across as so ruthless, so professional that even if Pankaj Mohite is dropped the next game, look at that. Graveyard of Raiders, I'm telling you.
1 point.
Even if Pankaj Mohite is dropped for the next game, which he very well might be, he won't feel bad about it.
And that's the point we always say. I mean, there's no limit to what you can achieve. And nobody cares who gets the credit. I'm dropped, I'm playing, I'm not playing, doesn't matter.
As long as my team wins.
There's no ego in that team. There's only one word: go forward.
I agree, really, there is no ego. Also, you know, teams that consistently keep winning run the risk of smugness setting in. There is none of that with this team.
Yeah, there's no ego. It's just we go.
Ah, nice. Pankaj Mohite trying his best, but just not his
1
day.
point.
On a
Patna
do-or-die raid. Smartly played by the defense of the Patna Pirates there. Pankaj Mohite back to the bench. Ah, you can see it on his face. He's happy with Mohite.
And that's the reason why it's so very risky to do a pre-show with Mr. Brajesh at 7:30, especially when Puneri Paltan is playing. Because he'll ask you a question, why is this different? And one has to give a different answer every time.
1 point. Puneri Paltan.
Look, this team is different, but even though we know that it's the same thing they do every time, they're different because every time a raider walks in, Gaurav Khatri grabs his ankle, and that's it. Bye-bye, Sudhakar.
One team, one unit, one force, very discreet. They never reveal their source.
The difference is 14 now. Gaurav Khatri on 3 tackle points. Aman sitting on 6. 2 to Aslam, 2 to Sanket Sawant, 1 to Abhilash Natarajan, 1 to Mohit Goyal. The Patna Pirates have been blown out of the water. Can they write a miracle in these last just under 7 minutes?
Possible, because this sport always, one thing's for sure,
1 point.
nothing
Patna
can
Pirates.
rival the mystery of
Yes,
Pro
please.
Kabaddi. I mean, yes, you'll say one team is leading
Number 8 out.
heavily at the moment. They are the strong favorites to win this one. But tables can turn. Fortunes can fluctuate. Things can turn around. Lead can change hands very, very quickly. But the beauty about Puneri Paltan is when they have a lead, they also have an art to consolidate that for a long time.
No, the Puneri Paltan have shown us that Patna Pirates have another problem. Sudhakar has come a complete cropper this evening. Ayan has 4 points on the board. Devank is not on the mat at this point. To the right of your screen is the first game tomorrow evening. The Telugu Titans take on the Jaipur Pink Panthers. It's the high flyer Pawan Sehrawat going up against the Raid Machine. Arjun guided missile Deshwal.
Yeah, you talk about the fact that there will be so much of rivalry, especially for the fact that they would want to prove their supremacy. Talk about supremacy, Puneri Paltan and the defense.
1 point.
Clean and the ordinary on Monday.
So then I asked, who raids now for the Patna Pirates? That's what I was saying. They have a problem with their raiding department. Sudhakar is off the
Puneri
mat.
Paltan.
And now Ayan is gone.
And what I'm wondering is, where's Meet?
Oh yes, we haven't seen him at all. I mean, may as well put him in.
Yeah, we just talking about him. You went in the auction, you bought him. Do or die raid at the moment. Do or die raid. When does it come? It comes after 2 empty raids. Oh, for the moment he went up, only to come down with a lot of agony.
1 point. Patna Pirates.
Shubham Shinde grabbing hold of the right leg.
Right.
Pankaj Mohit twisting, turning, just not being able to escape. You saw the right side of that defense, how high it was played, man. And even though Aslam let go of the chain, Gaurav
1
Khatri
point.
single-handedly. I mean, what a tackle that is.
And that's about the culture and the ethics. And he goes down, Sanket Sawant clearly. Aman with the 4th line defense. Aman is the 4th one in the line there.
Who's the 4th line of defense? He's a man. Aman.
Gaurav Khatri high-five yet again. It's normal for that defense too. We'll just take you through, okay. How many points on the defense? 6 to Aman, 5 to Gaurav Khatri, 2 to Mohit Goyat, 1 to Sanket Sawant, 1 to Abhinesh Nadarajan, 2 to Aslam Inamdar.
That's 17 points, man. The whole team. I mean, this team can make
Timeout.
you
Patna
breathless
Pirates.
with their tackling.
And I think that is the major difference between them and the others. I mean, in the other teams, you only have 3 or 4 defenders. That's it.
You know, whenever any team's defense goes up against the Puneri Paltan, I'll come to that in a minute. Game number 1 tomorrow. Padamjit Sharawat, are you ready for this one?
Hugely, sir. Looking forward to it because 2 mighty raiders locking horns with each other, and they will want to have one up against the other. It is the high flyer Pawan Sehrawat, MVP season 6, best raider 7 and 8 versus Arjun Deshwal, the up and the coming. And then you speak about Surinder, tall, lanky. Oh, how can you not talk about the new blue Mr. Super 10 yesterday? Record breaker Pardeep Narwal.
I was saying, for any raider who goes up against Puneri
Five
Paltan,
out.
oh, that's a face we haven't seen in a while now. This is nostalgic.
Yes.
It is. What has happened to the hair? They used to be long.
Happens to the best of us, Paddy. For any raider going up against Puneri Paltan defense, the only thing they can say is, you run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking.
Bonus point. Patna Pirates.
There you go.
1 point. Puneri Paltan.
Mr. Jankun Lee, you will not be allowed to flee. And look at it, is not the right corner. It is the indefendable Goyat. Done, dusted, buried, over history, gone.
Jankum Lee, Jangon Lee.
That's a good one. That's a very good 14-point lead here as we look at the clock at the bottom. 3 minutes left in the contest. Patna Pirates. Okay. Jankun Lee would have realized these teams.
He's back after a while, you know. He'll have to adapt.
Where's he been hiding?
I will ask and let you know. I will ask Jankun Lee himself when I'm in the stadium the next time around. But see,
Timeout.
again,
Puneri Paltan.
Puneri Paltan defense is just highlight the problem the Patna Pirates have in the raiding department.
True.
Even with Jankun Lee.
Okay, now what has been the story so far? The story so far has been that the first 8 to 10 minutes were very, very tight. After that, the Puneri Paltan, and this is the thing that we always speak about in our pre-show Kabaddi Live, that you give them a window of 2-minute or 3-minute pace and they'll completely run away with it. You talk about climbing, achieving amazing heights. You talk about Pardeep Narwal. 1,700 rate points. There was a time when you would come to rate, the defenders would pull up to the bench, coffee mugs would fall on the ground.
Direct. Puneri Paltan.
All right, this is a do-or-die raid here for the Puneri Paltan. We are finally seeing Aryavardhan Nawale. This is a new name, a new face. Fresh blood. Ah, a little too eager there, Mr. Nawale.
1 point. Patna
Searching
Pirates.
for fame. He was searching for fame in a very little cameo. The problem was his turn was, he was completely blindsided. And that gave the defense enough time to pounce on him.
I mean, footwork needs to be fancy, but not that fancy too. If you look at Aslam's footwork, it looks incredibly beautiful and incredibly fancy, but he never allows himself to be
Let us say
blindsided.
1 point. Patna
And
Pirates.
that is the thing about
Number 10 out.
great raiders. When you talk about an Anup Kumar, you talk about
Yes, great.
even
Great.
Rahul Chaudhary, the showman. Talk about Kashilin Karke, talk about Rakesh, talk about Arjun. They
Ajay
will never
Thakur.
show their back. Ajay Thakur. They will never show their back to the defenders.
There you go. Speak of Aslam, and he's on raid now. Will we see some fancy footwork from him? Has he grown taller? Is that possible?
No, not taller, but as you rightly mentioned, look at the triceps.
I mean, bro, those triceps have biceps. He's really, I mean, he's worked on himself that much.
And he understands what he's achieved has not been easy. So because he's got it now, he does not want to let it go.
Oh, you've got to love this team. You've got to love this team. God of
Red
country, going in early. The
1
rest
point,
of the
Puneri
team
Paltan.
not even hesitating for a moment. Will the Raider escape? Will he not escape? Not even a question.
And his head goes in early, bird catches the worm.
Aslam went in next. Abhishek Natarajan came in. Then the left corner comes in. Oh, this is done and dusted.
It is. Puneri Paltan so far have thoroughly rinsed, properly washed their opponents. This is, you can call it annihilation, you can call it whitewashing duties done to perfection, you can name it any which way.
I mean, it's a washing machine they've been put through the Patna Pirates. Handed a lesson in the new age Kabaddi that the Puneri Paltan play. How can you not love this team? Insanely exciting to watch. My son's favorite team, by the way, and he's 5.5. I am going to be woken up tomorrow morning with Gaurav Khatri pulling my ankle at 6. That Gaurav Khatri will be my son.
And that is the magic of pro Kabaddi.
Oh my dear
1
Lord,
point.
one more
Puneri
Raider
Paltan.
goes to the drying line.
Talk about the popularity of the sport. Your son's 5.5 years old. Kabaddi, rural sport
Do or die
initially.
raid.
Journey from
Puneri
mud to
Paltan.
mat has been excellent. It is being talked about in corporate houses now. Do or die raid, what does that mean, Mr. Hiti?
He can't go back without a point. Aryavardhan Nawale once again blindsided,
Let us say
but pushing
1 point,
through.
Puneri
Sheer
Paltan.
force of will, strength on that turn. How did he even manage that?
Did you see that smirk on the coach's face? As if to
Yes,
say,
number 9,
"Don't
please."
watch, I've got so many more jewels like that." This is the same player who was out the first time he
Jersey
came into
pulling.
red. What
Yellow
has he
card, 2
done? This
minutes
is
suspension.
supreme.
And
Chapter
look
number
at that,
9,
look
Patna
at that. His
Pirates.
first point being celebrated by
pulling.
the captain and the rest of the team. Exactly what he was saying, Paddy. One for all for one.
All for one, for all. United, they stand together, they fall.
I'd like to see BC Ramesh's face again, like he was saying after that, but he's happy. Why not? Why not? So you think if Pankaj Mohite doesn't work, I don't know.
It's like, okay, I still have many more races up my sleeve. Don't worry, guys. It's a chance play for us now.
Unbelievable, this team, man. And you're very right about the effect that the sport has had even on the urban youth. It's incredible. The Puneri Paltan wiping the mat with the Patna Pirates. They have some serious going back to the drawing board to do. Aslam Inamdar, calm as a cucumber. The winning moment celebrated by Sriram Finance. BC Ramesh, just another day at work, walk in the park.
No smile. No smile at all. Because he is focusing on winning it for the second time. The defending champions. Now this is it. It is a 15-point victory for the Puneri Paltan, and they've done the whitewashing duties to perfection. Patna Pirates could never find themselves level in competition because their opponents were supreme, majestic, and they were mind-blowing. The free-flowing, mind-blowing style of Kabaddi that Puneri Paltan plays. I mean, let's speak about unity. One team, one unit, one force. Their lives may be different, but their goal is the same. The best way to predict the future is to create together. They are creating a team not just for today, but also for tomorrow. Aman, 6. Gaurav, 6. Not just them. 2 for Aslam and Amdar. Abhinesh Nadrajan has 2. Sanket Savana has 1. Mohit Goyal has 3 tackle points and 5 raid points. Talk about the cohesiveness. Talk about the togetherness. Their strength lies in differences, not in similarities. And it is not unity. Is not equal to being. It's the unifying principle of being. Aslam Inamdar, 7 raid points for him. He was not greedy. He did not even go to raid. He was not concentrating on the Super 10. And that is the beauty of having this one strong team. They are each other's harvest, each other's bond, each other's business, each other's success. Phase-wise, always you'll find the orange to be taller than the green. Yes, it was the phase from the 11th to 20th, the second phase where they completely decimated their opponents. And from there on, they kept on consolidating the lead, made it a bigger, stiffer contest for their opponents. And yet again, they're not even jumping or celebrating or not high fives there. They mean business. They first want to make sure that they have a good run down to entering the playoffs. They are right there at the top of it. Look at the score difference, plus 25 already. One win gives you 5 points. And that is the reason why they are at the top. And they really are the team to beat. Talk about Puneri Paltan, you talk about an invincible unit because every defender contributes in the second department. A defender can raid. Primarily, the duties of a raider is not just raiding in that team. It is that you will get to defend as well. Hence, the raiders give you defensive points too. Score difference for Patna Pirates, minus 15 at the moment. And that huge loss for Bulls in the first game is keeping them in on the 9th spot with a score difference of minus 12. And this is what we've had, Telugu Titans versus Jaipur Panthers. That will be the game tomorrow. High flyer Pawan Shawat versus Raid Machine Arjun Deswal. And then UP Yodhas will be locking horns with the Bengaluru Bulls, who are searching for their first win. 2 losses in 2 games. UP Yodha beat Dabang Delhi today.